I'm feeling real comfortable in front of the camera. Maybe it's because my hair is like thriving. I don't know. And I fasted from 6.
So, where do we start?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elena. I am an advocate for all things self-care, self-love, health and fitness, and I'm also a mother, so that is just like sprinkled on top. But this video is about the 21-day fast that I did to start the new year. So I'm going to share with you what I fasted from, how I chose those things, how I benefited from them, and also how I am reincorporating those things into my life. Also, let me know in the comment section if you have started like a New Year's resolution or a fast for this beautiful year of 2022, full of all sorts of possibilities and blessings awaiting us. So let me know what you guys are expecting out of the year or expecting to achieve. I am curious to know. So without further ado, let's get into it. What I fasted from: 3 things. I fasted from streaming, as in like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, social media. Everybody knows what that is: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And I fasted from
6. So
where do we start? Let's start with streaming. Okay, so why did I choose to fast from streaming? If you watched the last video, or if you have been keeping up with me in any way, then you know that I was pregnant pretty much all of last year. And so the last video I talked about the 4th trimester, and I did a lot of streaming during that time. Like, I watched Insecure in full. I watched all 5 seasons of Insecure. I watched all 5 seasons of The Wire. I've even started rewatching episodes. 2 series, 5 seasons long, and I watched all of those. That is enough to let you know that I was glued to my phone at all times. If I was nursing, I was watching. If I was cleaning, I was watching. If I was cooking, I was watching. And it was just too much, and I knew that it had too strong of a hold on me. And how can I be like, what else am I thinking about? What else am I meditating on if I'm constantly watching streaming platforms solely for entertainment? So that is why I chose to fast from streaming, because I went off the deep end, because I just was trying not to do a whole lot during the 4th trimester, to the point where I was just like indulging in going into like these other worlds, which both shows were amazing, and I will probably watch episodes here and there, but the level at which I was investing my time and energy into them, it was just a bit excessive. So that's why I chose to fast from streaming. Social media is number 2. I think we have all been at some point a victim of comparison. So that is one of the reasons why I chose to fast from social media. Being postpartum, following other moms who were also postpartum, and honestly comparing myself, comparing what I was able to do and how soon, comparing what my body looked like and how soon. All of these things just can take a toll on your subconscious. And I wasn't even like scrolling through like to compare myself, but it was kind of like, oh, she can fit this by 8 weeks postpartum. Let me go try on my stuff and see if I can fit it yet. Oh, I can't fit it yet. Wow, okay, so what do I do with this information now? That's kind of how it was. And then also social media, you know, if you have social media and you're pretty a big user of it, whether it's for business or pleasure, then you got to be aware of the autopilot thing that happens when you get off of Instagram, you close off all your apps, and before you even power your phone off, you go right back to Instagram, and it's like, why did I come back to Instagram? And then before you can get off, you get sucked in and you start like doing stuff and surfing the web and stuff and just running into things. The algorithm now is to a point where I rarely even see people I know. And I follow a lot of people I know. So why am I seeing like all this other stuff? It's the algorithm. The reason why I chose to fast from social media is so that I could be in control again, because if you don't take a hiatus or a fast periodically, then it's very easy to just like be sucked in and honestly allowing the algorithm to control you. That's how I feel about it. And I felt like once again it had too strong of a pull on me, and especially with the comparison, comparing my relationship, comparing my body, comparing my mothering, my parenting skills, all of these things. You never know what's going to jump out and be in front of your face at a moment's notice. So the best way to take control of that and get in front of it is to take a break. Allow yourself to just like rest, reset, spend time with you, spend time with your family, pour into yourself, because the last thing that I want to do is like be on my phone more than I am spending time with myself, like, you know, meditative time with myself and spending intentional and conscious time with my family. So that's why I chose to fast from social media. And the last thing I chose to fast from was sex. And I'm going to do a whole other video about this one, so I'm not going to go too deeply into the sex portion of my fast. I have 2 kids with my partner. We live together. So just stay tuned for the video about my fast from sex, and also non-sexual intimacy is going to be included in that video. I'm not going to talk about it that much in this video. Actually, I'm done talking about it. That's all you're going to get. So stay tuned for the next video when I talk about the sex portion of my fast as well as non-sexual intimacy. All right, so now that you know what I fasted from and why I chose to fast from those things, I'm going to share how I benefited from the fast. So for one, I did this fast because my church was doing a fast, and you pretty much choose or you pray to find out what it is you should fast from individually. Some people do food, some people do sweets. I chose these things because I knew that they had a hold on me, and I wanted to distance myself, and also I wanted to quiet my mind and separate it from, you know, the stuff that is outside of myself, so that I could hear from myself, hear my intuition, hear from God for what the things are that I really want for this year and the levels that I want to go to professionally, personally, relationship wise, and the list goes on. So I just really wanted to hear and be able to see clearly without a cloud of Instagram and a cloud of The Wire and Insecure and Twitter and all these things like taking up space in my head. That's what I did during the times where I would have usually been on social media or streaming. I would pray. Whether it was while I was cleaning up the kitchen or cooking, I would pray. While I was nursing, I would pray. And also another thing that I would do is dive into what my interests are as far as what my goals are for this year and beyond. I would take time to search for mentors and search for resources and knowledge that align with what I'm actually interested in, which is something that if you want to achieve a certain goal, then you have to work at it every day. You have to give energy to it every day. And if I was doing social media and streaming outside,
AJ, what? Okay, just say that. Why are you making all those noises? Yes, hold on, I'm almost done. Okay, just hold on a second.
So yeah, I took the time where I would have normally been streaming or surfing or sexing to dive into the things that align with what my goals for myself are, and praying, which is kind of like a double whammy. They're kind of attached, right? So just from doing that alone, it allowed me to devote time to what's really important to me, not so much time doing whimsical things or things that were not aligned. So it's fine to like be on social media, it's fine to watch your favorite shows, but it's just a line, you know. There's a boundary that needs to be in place if you want to also reach your goals. So there's a time for play and there's a time to be working, and sometimes you just have to cut the play out so that you can put your head down and really dive into your goals and your passions and dreams so that those things can actually manifest. Because if you want to do X, Y, and Z, but what you're spending most of your time doing has nothing to do with X, Y, and Z, then X, Y, and Z is going to always get put off. X, Y, and Z will never happen if you don't give time and attention to it daily. Praying as opposed to watching something while I was cleaning or surfing Instagram while I was nursing, it allowed me to go into a meditative state, even if it was only 5 minutes, and just silence myself and receive like these downloads that maybe I would not have received if I was looking at Issa D do We Got Y'all. That's how I benefited from the fast. I mean, I found a new mentor, I got some distance from social media, I grew in my prayer practice because I still been praying, I'm certain, every day since the fast ended, which is not something that I was doing before the fast began. So that alone is like huge because it brings you more peace. It allows you to get the answers to the things that you might be struggling with. At least that's how it happened for me, and I'm super grateful, and I can't wait to do another fast, honestly, just so that I can dig in deeper again, because it's so much easier. I'm gonna do a video about my spiritual journey because things have been changing lately, and it's actually very beautiful, so I feel like I need to share it. The last thing I'm going to talk about is how I am reincorporating these things that I fasted from into my life. I'm only going to talk about the first two because number 3 will be discussed in the separate video. I'm reincorporating streaming and social media. I made some decisions. As far as streaming, it won't be happening on here. It won't be happening on my phone. I would be watching while I'm like cleaning or like nursing, just having my phone in front of my face. So I won't do that anymore. If we're not watching it on the TV, or it's not like a designated time where like we decide to watch a show maybe on the computer, then I will not be streaming from my phone because it's just a little bit too unhealthy for me, and it's not a habit that I want to get back into. Also, I don't really watch more than maybe 2 episodes of something at a time. We just finished watching Squid Games, and that was easy to get sucked into, but we didn't watch more than like 1.5 to 2 episodes at a time, and I think that is healthy for us, for me, considering what I was doing before. And as for social media, I try not to get on first thing in the morning, but also I like to kind of monitor the time. So look at what time I'm on, maybe set a timer for 5 minutes, and when that timer goes off, I'm not gonna say that I immediately get off, but I have it in my mind like, okay, I've been on here for 5 minutes, what have I been doing, what am I looking at? Also, another thing is when it comes to like, if I'm sharing something, I will post it and then I'm sure I'll get comments or DMs or something, and I wait to the end of the day to respond to everything, as opposed to going to, every time I get a notification, going to find out what's happening and then getting sucked into that algorithm once again. So those are the ways that I am reincorporating those things into my life, just with more mindfulness around it and also more structure about it, instead of just like running to social media, running to Netflix to fill in those idle time, because there's not really any such thing as idle time if you have goals that you're working towards and dreams and aspirations. So it's all about how you use the time, and I want to be very intentional and purposeful with my time, which is why I am finding a new way to navigate this digital world that we live in. Because for me, at the end of the day, I feel most rooted, grounded, and receptive when I am not plugged in, like literally plugged in to this digital world. So I want to be successful on my own terms. Then it does not include constant streaming and surfing of the webs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm feeling real comfortable in front of the camera. Maybe it's because my hair is like thriving, I don't know, but I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video, where I'm going to talk about my 21-day journaling challenge. Here's my journal. So thank you guys so much for watching once again. I will see you in the next video.